Network. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/MikeTrashTTRS and
I'm Trish at Trash is Made.
What's your Twitter?
Trash is Made.
Oh, okay. Join us. You'll be glad you did.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
This is Trash Talking Radio. Don't miss the interview with Ken Shamrock. Me, of course, the world's most dangerous man. I'll see you soon.
Hey, I want to talk to Mike Trash, man. Don't be putting me down like that. I don't appreciate it. Hey, would you shut up?
Oh, hey folks, this is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to TrashTalkingRadio.com every Tuesday from 7 to 10. Tough guy. Oh!
It's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week. Tonight on the show we talk about losing a legend. Losing a legend, and she won't be returning, apparently. And that's a sad, sad state of affairs there. We also talk about fans being injured at a concert in Oklahoma. What could have been the reason for that? I don't know. I guess we can talk about that later. That's why we're here. That's why we're Trash Talking Radio, the most uninformed radio show out there. So, how do you like that?
Uninformed?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I say I'm the most informed, then I am an egotist. And I'm not an egotist.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, that too. So, anyway, I started a GoFundMe for my birthday because I don't really celebrate my birthday, so I thought I could make people spend their hard-earned money on something.
I saw that. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, well, you did it first, so I wanted to be a copycat. So, that'll teach you. That'll teach you to do something first.
Yeah, well, it's not all the time I do that. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So, I decided to try to do something nice for a change. But, all right, let's talk about the movies. Might as well talk about them, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so this week we talked about, let's see, we had Alpha. We had Mile 22.
Yeah.
And we had Crazy Rich Asians.
Yep.
But we actually went to see Alpha.
Yes.
And the KKK Klan movie, the Black
Yes.
Klansman.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about the Black Klansman, too, in a little while. All right, let's see where we came in at. And the starting point was, let's see here. Where did we start? Okay. Is that right?
I don't know.
I said it would be the Meg, followed by Mile 22, followed by Crazy. You said it would be Alpha, followed by the Meg, followed by, what was that? Mission Impossible. Okay. What was the number one?
Crazy Rich Asians.
And that means both of us were wrong.
I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yeah, because they had actually...
Maybe they just
because they started Tuesday. They opened Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, not only did they open Tuesday, but they had 3,200 theaters.
They probably had all their family members watching, too.
Could be. That sounds very racist there. Okay, so you said it was going to be third. I said it was going to be second. What was that? Was first?
Yeah.
What was the total?
26.5.
You said it was going to be 30 million. I said it was going to be 20 million. So I guess you get the point. The point for it being closer to 30 than it is to 20. So that's 1 point for you. What? Oh, that's yours. I was going to say, who's calling? Let's see here. Alpha, you said that was going to be first, I believe.
Yep.
And it ended up being...
Fifth.
Fifth, ooh.
Well, out of the movies from last week, it's third.
Yeah, I said Alpha was going to be third. You said it was going to be first. I said it was going to be 15 million. You said it was going to be 45 million. I knew it wasn't going to be 45 million because I only had 2,500 theaters, but that's a lot of theaters for an independent film. So Mile 22, you said it was going to be 40 million. I said it was going to be 20 million. What was it?
13.7.
So I guess I want a point there. I mean, the numbers are way off. I don't really deserve that, but I'll take it. So it's 2 points for me, 1 point for you. So, we didn't do so well last week.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's talk about the big three. You said wait a minute. That's what, yeah. The big three was, I said The Meg, followed by Mile 22, followed by Crazy. Did I get any of those right?
Those are the top three, but just not in that order.
Yeah, but the top three was, oh, really? Oh, The Meg was second. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, I did okay then. I had the right ones, just the wrong order. Whereas you said Mission Impossible, which
dropped to 4.
Well, I mean, they've been hanging in there for a long time. I would expect that to drop out. In fact, what do they made 181 million. They spent 178 million. They're probably happy with that. That's how many weeks? 4. That's 4 weeks. So, yeah, they're probably good with that. All right. That's it. That's it for the last week's thing. So now we're on to the new movies. The new movies. This is going to be a weird weekend because we got 2 movies, but I'm not. Well, I know what will probably happen, and I already picked mine. So we're going to see which the 2 movies are and where they're going to come in at. The first one is called Axel. It's the one about that weird dog.
The robotic dog.
The robotic dog. So I think that'll be interesting because the robotic dog has a pretty good CGI that I could see. So we'll have to see how it does. We'll have that up in a second here. All right, here we go. Oops, that didn't work. Oops. Let's see, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Someone there?
There it is.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Let me get this out, all right? What the hell are you?
Introducing Axel, the latest in military protection, featuring facial recognition, onboard weapon systems, and owner pairing capabilities.
Also known as Bluetooth. I want one of those, by the way.
What, a dog like that?
Yeah. You don't have to feed him. You don't have to.
I think Buddy would get jealous.
Yeah, probably, but he'd learn that.
Speaking of Buddy, where is he?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind that because you never have to feed him, never have to, do anything. You gotta. I like it. I'll trade him in.
I wouldn't trade Buddy.
And he probably doesn't take the whole bed up.
Well, I don't know.
He does take up the big bed. That dog of mine needs to. He has his own. The thing that's funny about that is he has his own bed, and he sleeps in my bed for half the night, or well, I would say for a quarter of the night. Then he goes to his bed. Then he comes back to my bed. He goes to his bed. He goes back and forth between the two, so he has to make sure he, stays in the right.
Well, at least he's sharing.
Not really. I'm the one that's sharing. So, anyway, I think this movie's going to be interesting.
It's paired now. The key gives them control of the entire project.
Right. You want to play? All right, let's go. I want to show you something.
Hello.
You can talk to it?
Yeah. Stay. You a good boy. You just obey everything I said. Flip it.
Somebody spent a lot of money on him. They gotta be looking for him.
I don't think its owner deserves to get him back.
I need to know what it's doing.
It's evolving way beyond expectation.
That's my dog. I want it back.
Launch the drones.
Come on, he needs our help.
What
you should do is turn it in. It's not finders keepers.
You gotta stay down, all right?
It's a robot.
An intelligent robot. He feels things.
I'm sending you the new location. Move in for retrieval.
We're in this together.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that one.
I think that'll be a pretty good movie. So, yeah, I'm in that ballpark too, because without a doubt, it looks interesting. But it's funny because there was a movie out a couple years ago similar to that, in that it was a war dog, and the war dog was owned by the guy that was his master during the war had died, and all that was left was, he had a younger brother, and the boy didn't want the dog.
Well,
because he didn't care about the dog, and then he fell in love with the dog, and it actually turned out to be, oh man, it was a tearjerker.
it reminded me of that movie about the monsters that were in the car.
That one too, yeah. But I think it'll be a good movie, so I'm definitely into checking it out. The next movie is the only other movie that is opening new, and it should be another good one, and I think for sure, if you don't know what it is, you will know what it is, and I know that you'll like it as much as I do. Uh-oh, hit the wrong button. There we go. This is a funny one. So.
I love singing and dancing. Hiya, folks.
It's funny when you think of the Muppets, where they've come from, and that they're really kids' movies.
50 cents, I'll suck your dick.
Well, it's a great price. It almost makes me wish I had a dick for you to suck.
Oh, I'll take that as a yes.
You two are the most decorated officers in this department. What do you see?
Looks like a rubber gone wrong to me.
This wasn't a robbery. This was a hit.
Someone out there is killing puppets.
Hey, handsome. You looking for some rotten cotton?
I'm a woman.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's even better.
Got a good time for you.
We're gonna catch the bastards who did these murders.
Because bodies are gonna start piling up.
You're one of the best damn cops I've ever seen.
I'll have your badge for this. I'm in the fucking FBI. Oh, yeah? What's that stand for? Fucking big idiot?
Cop, where is your dignity? Where's your empathy? Where is your sympathy? Bad cop.
If it gets crazy, I'm gonna go crazy as shit.
Is that just a fantasy?
God, are you all right?
I ruptured my hymen.
This pure ecstasy.
I'm not doing this.
Do it. Oh, sorry about your dead human friend, Phillips.
That is good shit.
Well, fuck me.
Maybe.
Is Phil in?
He's servicing a client.
Is that what I think it is?
Here I go.
This is so bizarre and so off the wall thing. But Melissa McCarthy, I really liked her ever since she first showed up on the on the scene, and her movies just get more bizarre, and the more bizarre they are, the more I like them. So I can't wait to see this one.
Here I go.
That's me. I can do that.
Yeah, okay.
I can. sometimes. I guess not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I just wish I could do that.
That must be what it is. Wishful thinking on your part.
Must be. Wishful thinking. That says I already shared that link. I didn't share that link. What do you mean I didn't? What do you mean I did? I mean, sometimes I wonder about myself. Wonder if I just forget doing it. I don't remember doing it, though. All right. Anyway, so those are the only two movies we've got this week.
Well, it'll be easy to pick because, we can do one movie Saturday, one movie Sunday.
Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Do you think they're going to cover it with our movie pass?
They better.
I don't believe that they will. I think those people are rip-offs. I am very unhappy with Movie Pass. I mean, think about it. We got lucky that we found a theater that did that last week. And, what are you laughing at?
Amy Sue.
What'd you say?
TMI.
Oh. Yeah, 3 Mile Island is a very dangerous place.
I don't think that's what she's talking about.
Oh, it's got to be. All right, let's see. Where's my little box here that I can put our stuff in? Okay. Let's see. So we got to look at, let's see, I'm going to put up the box office chart for this weekend.
I have it right here.
I thought people might want to see it.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking that they just might want to see it. So with that, we have Crazy Rich Asians only did 26, so that's really not that good. Oh, we did. Oh, okay. So first we got to do where we think they are. I picked mine already.
Well, since we're only doing 2, then mine will be the opposite of yours.
Well, I picked the Happy Time Murders first.
Okay, I'll take Axel.
So you'll take Axel. You'll do that, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, well, I'm going to hold you to that. What do you think Axel's going to do?
30.
You think they're going to do 30. I said that they're number 2 and they'll do 12. What do you think Happy Time will do?
Probably 20.
You say 20, and I said 25 for Happy Time. So now let's pick our big 3.
Yeah, this is harder because I want to see Crazy Rich Asians, but I haven't seen it yet.
Right. I think I'm going to make mine. Let's see here.
Oh, wait a minute. How many?
The Meg should do. I can't. Would the Meg make it another week? That's the question. All right. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do here. I am going to do Happy Time as number 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to do...
Okay, I think I have mine.
I'm going to do the Asians. I don't have Asians up there, do I? Yeah, I do. Asians will be number 2. And I'm going to say... Whew. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. Is the Meg going to make another week? I'm not going to say the Meg will make another week. I'm going to say the Axel will be 3. So what are your choices?
Okay, I'm going to say that Axel will be number 1.
Axel, okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to say Happy Time Murder's going to be 2.
All right.
And Crazy's going to be 3.
Yeah, I kind of think that those will be the 3. I don't know that that's going to work or not, because I mean we've been so wrong on some of those sometimes. But I'm pretty sure that we'll be good with those. One of us should get something out of that. So hopefully. All right. Well, that's that. So, all right. That's the end of the. Let me make sure I did that right.
Well, I did find something interesting.
What's that?
One line before the show started.
Yeah.
And it's talking, you know how you have guilty pleasures?
No.
Oh, yes, you do.
I never had a guilty pleasure in my life.
Yes, you did.
I felt very unguilty. I felt innocent.
Innocent, yeah.
Innocent pleasures.
Damn, I see those horns starting. Well, this one is about the state's favorite, like your state, their favorite bad movie for a guilty pleasure.
All right.
So, I mean, it's like somebody has, or one state has Batman and Robin as their guilty pleasure. So someone else has Larry the Cable Guy. Some states have Super Mario Brothers.
How in the world do they decide to decide that?
Well, according to this, it says, no, I saw it somewhere. From CenturyLink, quote, a data analyst team discovered the results. First, they compiled a list of the most popular, lowest scoring movies of all times using Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and the Razzie Awards.
Okay.
Then they turned to Google search trends to determine which states search for which movie most frequently.
All right.
Okay. And of course they did this cute little map and everything.
All right, so let's start with our state.
Pennsylvania, their favorite bad movie was Super Mario Brothers.
I'd have to think about that one. What about Florida, since we have a lot of Florida people?
Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, that looks like that guy. Super Mario Brothers, I think. Yeah.
Well, we're a lot like Florida.
I hope not. They have a lot of shootings down there.
Well,
we've got them here, too.
Not like that. And they're nothing like Chicago.
Oh, what is Illinois, anyway?
Good question.
The Room. Don't know what
I
it
like
means.
The Room. I saw The Room, and I didn't think it was that bad. It was, if that's the movie I think it is, that actually was an independent film, and it was actually very, it was actually good, but Mario Brothers was definitely pretty bad.
Well, Delaware has Batman and Robin as theirs.
See, and I don't get that. Which one is Batman and Robin? Are we talking about the ones from with Burt Ward and?
I don't know. It just says Batman and Robin.
Well, I mean, because there was one that with Clooney that was Batman and Robin. So I mean, they weren't specific. So.
Then there's, like I was looking at some of the other states. DC likes the Emoji Movie,
which I never saw.
I didn't either. But I think you would like the Nebraska one, the Hottie and the Naughty.
How do you know I didn't see that?
You'd have to go to Nebraska to see it.
Not really.
Well, that's true.
I can see anything I want right upstairs. So, anyway, that's kind of weird.
That is weird, but I thought it was an interesting weird.
Okay.
Because, did you ever see Daddy Day Camp? Isn't that the one with Hogan or Schwarzenegger in it?
I thought that was...
Or was that Hogan who was in that one?
I didn't think it was either of those. I thought it was...
wait a
that
minute.
was... I can't think of his name. I always say I hate his movies. Adam Sandler. Wasn't that Adam Sandler?
Let me look. This computer is moving very slow.
Nope, it wasn't. Wait, back up. Is that... I can't see. Oh, it's definitely not Adam Sandler. He's not... He doesn't have that good of a tan.
It was directed by Fred Savage. It had Cuba Gooding Jr. in it.
I never saw it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be that bad that... It's got to be that bad because I never heard of it. So...
Yeah, that one was in Kentucky. So, I mean, it was just something different.
I really didn't start going on my movie binges, though, till the past couple of years, I think. Because we didn't go on movies that much in the beginnings of the show, because I was busy going to shows. But it's when I stopped going to shows and I got bored and had to find something to occupy my time. So, what are you doing?
They keep calling me, and I don't know who it is.
I don't know who it is either. Landisburg.
I don't even know where Landisburg is.
It's Perry County. Perry County.
The only people I know in Perry County I went to school with.
Perry.
Yeah, that too.
Perry County. Anyway, all right.
Well, they can leave a voicemail if they're that interested.
That's right. Tell them. All right, let's see here. Let's go on to the next thing. Well, the next thing is sad. Okay, why isn't it there? It's not there. Hey.
Uh-oh.
It's supposed to sync. I think I'm going to sync because it didn't put it there. Why is my notes not there? That's not good. All right, what's... that could be a problem. Hey, what happened? It's shut down now. That's bad, too. What's worse? Okay, we'll open up my notes here again. It's got to sync, because it's got to... I mean, I know who died, but my notes...
Yeah, your notes died.
Yeah. It's not here.
Uh-oh.
Wait, it's syncing. Hold on. Got to wait for the sync. I guess we move on to something else while that's syncing. Wait, it says sync complete. That's
Syncing or singing?
It's not complete. You lied. That sync is not complete. All right, let's, well, I guess I can do it the hard way. I kind of
do it like you do it everything else in the beginning, off the cuff.
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on winging it. I was planning on doing it right. I had all these links for her, and kind of sad that they're not here. I didn't want to have to do it off the cuff, although I'm no stranger to that. Okay, there we go. But anyway, we lost the Queen of Soul, and I wanted to do it the right way because I had a special clip that I was going to play. But Madonna was doing a tribute to Aretha, and I'm hopefully going to play that. Let's see. Madonna's speech at the VMAs was not intended to be an Aretha Franklin tribute. Oh, wasn't it? I thought it was. It says here, Madonna meant no disrespect when she shared a story about her connection with the late Aretha Franklin during the MTV Music Video Awards. Madonna said she was asked to present the award and for Video of the Year at the VMAs, and was told to share any anecdotes that I had a career connected with Aretha Franklin, but she said not intended to do a tribute to her. I shared a part of my journey and thanked Aretha for inspiring me along the way. I did not intend to do a tribute to her. That would be impossible in 2 minutes with all the noise and tinsel of the award show. I could never do her justice. So she ended up, she did a small thing, and this is what she did. Well, maybe she didn't. I guess this is a tribute to her. Franklin earned countless awards, including 18 Grammys. Some of the Queen of Soul's most memorable hits are... I liked her because she was in the Blues Brothers stuff, too. Everyone knows that song. That's another song everybody knows. And actually it was redone by people like, not Led Zeppelin, but by Robert Plant. And everyone's heard that song, I would say. Everyone knows that song too. That was running through my head today. I couldn't get it out of my head.
You're a natural woman?
That song was, I mean, she was famous for that song.
Amazing grace.
I'm jealous of people that have that natural talent like that. 1942 to 2018. So there you go. It was a pretty good life she had. And
I read somewhere, or I heard somebody say that she was fighting or she had fought some type of cancer.
Well, as soon as I get there we go. As soon as I get my screen back, I can tell you what, because I had all this stuff saved, and sucks that it didn't port over. So I should have double checked it today before the show, and because all my notes are upstairs on another computer that was supposed to sync with this one. So let's see if it says in this article. Let's see.
I mean, I know she lived a good life.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in her 70s.
Right. Well, let me look at Wikipedia real quick, and because I had the Wikipedia in my notes. I have everything in my notes. All right, here we go. We got it. All right. Let's see. Her father was a minister. And let's see, by the end of the 60s, she was the Queen of Soul. She recorded 112 singles on Billboard, including 77. She charted 112 singles on Billboard, including 77 Hot 100 entries, 17 top 10 pop singles, 100 R&B entries, and 20 number one R&B to become the most charted female artist. So that's kind of interesting.
It says down towards the bottom, the cause was reported to be pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor.
Okay. That I did not know.
Did you realize that she passed away the same day as Michael Jackson, but a different year?
No.
I'm sorry, Elvis Presley. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, it was the king versus the queen.
I kind of heard something about Elvis, so I was really surprised you said the Kings.
I was thinking King of Pop, okay?
Oh, okay. That's it. The King. Yeah, and didn't somebody else have pancreatic cancer recently?
I don't know.
But anyway, as the last week, I could imagine, we still have not got any points on the newest Deadpool. We haven't had neither of us have scored in quite a while. So yeah, just to let you know, we're really sucking at the choosing the.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you know how I felt about that at the beginning. Like, I don't want to jinx anybody.
You didn't jinx anyone. Let me see if I can continue what I was going to do, because I tried to, give tribute to her, but that video was a nice tribute to her, but it's not what I had in mind. Just really sucks, because I really hate the one video I was going to play. Talked about the members of her band dying at various times. She was the last one of the members of her band that died. Okay, so we talked about Respect, which, we all know her. Okay, you're not going to play now. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to turn it back on. Here we go. Of course, this. Chain of Fools that we talked about. That's back when blues was blues. Then, of course, Freeway of Love. We also got, oops, where'd it go? We also got this one, Rock.
Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
The funny thing about that, you didn't hear her voice at all in that because the piano was so long. That's some of the stuff.
You see, I was watching a video recently of a song back in the 80s that I thought she was in, but I was looking here and I don't see her in here anywhere. But I think she'd have been good if she'd have been part of that USA for Africa when they did We Are the World.
Yeah.
I thought she would have, I thought when I was watching the video, I thought I saw her, but I must not have.
No, I just gotta do this, even though.
Oh no. Oh no.
You like this? Al Sharpton misspells respect during an MSNBC segment. Now, you should know how to spell respect.
INSECT.
Did you hear this before?
Insect. No.
Oh, this is funny. This is just unheard of that a man can't spell respect. Most of us know how to spell it. Apparently he doesn't. So, and he's already trouble. Whenever you see him coming, you want to go the other way. So, I want you to hear him spell it.
Hopefully he uses letters.
No, he does.
Like a dog. Choked. He choked like a dog. Choked like a dog. Choked like a dog.
We've seen you employ people, expect unwavering loyalty.
Wow, he lost a lot of weight.
Teach them tricks and give them treats for a job well done. Like, 6 figures worth of hush money to silence an alleged affair, for example. But the moment they deviate from their good behavior and fail to fetch, you publicly condemn them on Twitter with animalistic slurs. Steve Bannon was, quote, dumped like a dog. You tweeted after he was fired. Sally Yates, you said she choked like a dog during her Senate testimony on the Russia investigation. And now Omarosa. That doesn't include all those outside your orbit you've hit with a canine cut down. Like when you referred to black NFL players as sons of, female dogs. But I think you might have learned the lesson this week. Sometimes the dog bites back with a book deal. And while we're talking about female canines, you know what they say about payback? It's a real,
itch.
You I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of. So in the words of my late friend Aretha Franklin, show some R-E-S-P-I-C-T. The next time you get a black woman and a beagle confused, remember this. I got you.
So remember that. So
12 years ago, goodness.
people walked into I just thought it was weird. I mean, he's a grown man. He should know how to spell.
Well, I don't know. Some of the kids today don't even know how to spell.
No, that's true too. All right, where's my freaking? Can't turn it down. I don't know where it went. All right, now, where did my?
He wasn't reading the teleprompter. That's what it was.
Yeah. I don't know if he can.
Probably not. I don't know.
So what happened to my mixer? Oh, there it is.
It's hiding.
Yeah. Hate when that happens. I wanted to silence the commercial, and I couldn't get to it. All right, next. Yeah, so R-E-S-P-I-E-C-T. Or something like that.
Do you need a dictionary?
No, I think it's funny.
Oh, I know what it is. He didn't use spell check on it. That's it.
That spell check, S-P-I-C-T, spell check?
No. Oh, you.
Yeah. All right, so we move on. Since I couldn't do as much as I wanted to with that. Backstreet Boys were recently having a concert going, and member of the Backstreet Boys, Kevin Richardson, tweeted that a show in Thackerville, Oklahoma was canceled due to damage sustained in the storm.
Did you say Fakerville?
I think it's Thackerville.
Oh.
Was canceled due to damage sustained in a storm and because of safety concerns for its patrons. So that's what he said. But there was also a report that, looking here, it says here that news of the cancellation arrived when he tweeted it. Unfortunately, due to damage sustained in the storm earlier this evening, we're unable to perform the show tonight. Safety is always number one. Keep your tickets because Backstreet will be back. And isn't that one of their songs? Backstreet.
Yeah, you might want to check your Facebook thing because I don't see where you're live anymore.
Oh. Well, I'm still streaming according to this.
Okay.
This says it is. Why do you not see that?
I don't know because I was looking for it.
I guess
my other one stopped, so I was.
Well, let me look. I will look and see if I am doing it or not. Let's see. Actually, that's shouldn't be too far down here. Okay, come on.
Yeah, see, I don't see it.
I don't even. It's not even allowing me to scroll here. There we go. Yeah, we're right here. It says live. 42 minutes.
Well, you can see it's not showing up on mine.
Well, you broke it. Down. It's down. 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 Down.
Is it past that? No.
Go up. Refresh.
I did that.
You screwed it up by refreshing.
Amy said it best. Hashtag it must be Tuesday.
Well, I don't know. It looks like it's scrolling to me. It looks like it's working to me. Scroll. There should be movies there. Where are the movies at? Something's wrong.
Yeah, this computer is very slow.
Well, that may be.
Okay. There's the movies.
Should be right after that one. Oh, well, it should be. Well, I don't know what you did to it.
I'm just going to reboot it.
Yeah. Or just shut it down and restart it. I mean, not restart the whole computer, but I don't know. It's still there, and we're still moving, I think. It looks like we're still working live. So, Let's see here.
I'm just going to reboot it.
Yeah. Or just shut it down and restart it. See, there you are. Restart the whole computer. Talking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's still there. And we got all kinds of things going on there. Moving, I think.
Must be that storm outside.
Like still working live. Well, I don't know. So, oh, look at that. We got something from.
I'm just going to reboot it.
Yeah. Or just shut it down and restart it. See,
Yeah.
There you are.
See, you can read them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was following them.
Yeah. We got all kinds of things. I don't usually follow it.
Must be that storm outside.
Anyway, so I should put it up here. Then I could read the comments.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I could do it right here. And then there. And then I never really think to do that because I'm usually too busy talking to see it. And I noticed Doc Diamond in the chat room.
Yeah.
And then, let's see here. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, Doc Diamond. Hi, Trish from Doc.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I saw Jaden in there earlier.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, like I said, you know, well, I mean, it was cool that I got to work that one show this year.
I think it's time you do another one.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. It was definitely more fun than I've had since I stopped. Now, it does say fans injured at Backstreet. Now, I'm going to figure out whether it's fans were injured or they didn't do the show. That's the same article. Oh, yeah, it says right after the awning fell.
Ooh.
Okay, where did it go? I hate when something opens right after you're trying to read something and then you don't know if it pushed it down or pushed it up. I'm trying to see here. After the temporary structure was knocked down, injuring a number of fans. Okay. Well, then that is correct. Both of those are correct. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. So, the Backstreet Boys, stay away from them. They'll kill you.
I can't tell Caroline that. She'd get mad.
Why?
Because that is her favorite all-time band. I mean,
Well,
she
they're
does
killers. They're
have
killers.
BSB Lover as her license plate.
What's that got to do with them?
Backstreet Boys.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I know what her license plate is.
How do you know that that's what it means?
She's told me.
All right, here's a fun one. I like to have fun stories. Colorado mother, Shannon Watts, returned from a work trip early Monday. She was excited for what was to come. On Instagram, before she headed to Arizona for business, she'd rattled off the highlights of a bustling month. And one of the things she was looking forward to was a sex reveal party for her third child. Once she made it home to Frederick, however, Shannon met a grimmer fate. Authorities believe that a 35-year-old was murdered by her husband, Chris Watts, likely in the house they shared with their young daughters Bella and Celeste, who were also killed. The trio was reported missing on Monday, about 12 hours after Shannon got back from Scottsdale. Her body was found Thursday, and the remains of the girls are believed to have been recovered later that day. There's all kinds of wacky people out there. A friend told local TV station KDVR this coming Saturday was scheduled day for 15-week pregnant Shannon's sex reveal party to be held at the family's home in Frederick. I'm at a complete loss for words. And so it's really weird. A lot of these, there have been a lot of killings lately that are unexplained. And this was one of them. And I can't understand why you wouldn't leave. I mean, I can't think that there would be a complete surprise, could there? I mean, I don't know. Just really odd.
Well, I just found out that a girl I went to school with, she had moved to Arizona with her husband, and they were out there. Well, apparently things went really wrong, and she was not supposed to talk to her BFF and everything. Well, they filed for divorce, and she, there was a question as to whether or not she was going to be on a plane to come back here yesterday. And nobody knew what was going on because her husband took her phone away from her, said she couldn't have it until Monday if he decided to give it back to her.
Wow.
Well, she was on the plane. She landed in Philly last night and was in State College by midnight.
Wow.
So she was one of the lucky ones that got out of a bad situation.
Well, it says here that, he initially blasted his brother-in-law, describing Chris, 33, as a heartless psychopath. On Friday, he posted again about the killings, this time to grieve. I've never been so mad and enraged, hurt, heartbroken, lost, and shocked in my life. So forgive me for how I went about it. My sister and nieces meant absolutely the world to me. They made me strive to be even a better man. I wanted them to be proud of their uncle. Chris, who was arrested Wednesday night before the bodies of his wife and kids were found the next day, remains in custody without body and is accused of first-degree murder and 3 counts of tampering with a body. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this guy, I don't know if this is the guy or not, but this guy, the one guy, put his kids and stuff in an oil barrel to hide them, and claimed that I don't know if this is it or not, claimed that he didn't know where they were. So I don't know. It seems like the world's getting stranger and stranger, and I can't imagine killing anyone. So
nope, I rebooted the system, and that didn't come up. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's working.
Maybe you blocked me.
Maybe I did. For that comment you made. I don't know which comment it is.
Oh, probably the one earlier.
Yeah, maybe. All right, what's going on here? Video shows moments before teen pushed off bridge. Is this the video? Doesn't look like a video. Wait a minute here. Well, that's the same thing. I don't really understand. Okay. We'll go here. Nope. We're not going to get anywhere with that. Oh, well, we'll skip that one. I got a lot of stories, so... Oh, here it is. Here's the one. This is the one about the girls. Okay, this is a different story. This is so weird and strange and disheartening. Officials investigate the cause of death for a Colorado mom and kids.
Ooh.
So this is a different story. This is going to sound like it's the same story, but it's a different story.
From mild to moderate eczema, Eucrisa can...
First, they were forced to listen to things that were ads on no. Forced to listen to ads. Anyway, this is so strange of a story. I heard this and I just couldn't imagine what would make a man do this kind of stuff and then deny it. So
CTE.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm sure that's not it. But this story is really disheartening and sad. Bodies of missing girls allegedly killed by their dad found. The bodies were allegedly found in oil and gas tanks. 4-year-old Bella Watts and 3-year-old Celeste Watts were found inside of mostly full oil and gas tanks owned by Anadarko Petroleum. Their mother, Shannon Watts, 34, was also found dead Thursday on land owned by Anadarko, where her husband... oh, yeah, that is the same one. She had been employed. She was 15 weeks pregnant with a baby boy at the time of her death. Watts was arrested on Wednesday night, but had not been formally charged with anything. Crimes in relation in this case, however, sources reportedly told KMGH that he confessed to the killings and showed them where he hid their bodies. The outlet reports that Watts is being investigated on one count of first-degree murder. After deliberation, 2 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. So that is the same person. So this guy, he killed his kids and stuffed them in these barrels of oil, and then he killed his wife and put her body on that land that was owned by the oil companies. That is the same one. It's funny because that other article never mentioned that. So I thought maybe it's another weirdo that killed, and then he denied it. He said his family was missing, and so they didn't believe that, they didn't get it right away. So they believed that he was telling the truth, but it's because who would kill their own kids and kill their, I guess lots of people would do that, but I just don't understand that. I mean, get out of the marriage if you want out of the marriage. Don't kill somebody. We've all been in situations where it seemed hopeless, but there's a way out of everything. And I just, I saw that and I couldn't imagine killing my kids.
That's just awful.
Yeah.
Every time I hear something like that, I think of Rebel and what he did.
That in itself still, I just can't imagine. Yeah, Rebel, I mean, that's going to forever haunt me. And I'm sure where I'm not the only one it's going to haunt, but just the idea that, I've never known anyone that killed themselves before and killed his family, killed their own family. It's sad. It's really sad.
There must be something going on because I can't even pull your live feed up on my phone.
Well, that's weird. Well, I'm obviously
I don't know.
Working.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's really bizarre. It's working. So,
just another thing on a Tuesday.
Hey, as long as it's streaming where it's supposed to stream, that's all the important thing that we need. Because do I have is that
what?
Is that the only browser I have on there, or did I put Chrome on there?
Chrome's on here, but I don't like Chrome.
Use Chrome and see if it comes up. I'm just kind of curious.
Okay.
Because for some reason, maybe it's Microsoft.
Could be.
Because I'm using Chrome and Chrome, so that could be the issue. And so I'm hoping that's the issue because it seems to be working. All right, where are we at? All right, so now let's see here. Trying to see where I am at now. Ah, yes. We were talking about, last week we talked about how Chris Hardwick returned to The Walking Dead, or The Talking Dead.
Right.
Well, since that happened,
what was that?
Wait a minute, hold on. The live speed is out, so it won't let me view. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, see, I'm using Chrome now, and it's still not. I still can't see it, and I'm on your Facebook page.
Well, how come I got it and you don't?
Because you didn't refresh.
Well, I just put this one up.
I don't know.
So, I don't know that
I can see the links that you're posting, but I cannot find your live feed on here.
That's really odd. Maybe I've been blocked. Let me see if it says anything here. Let's see here.
Because I used to be able to find it and go back into it.
I don't know. Oh, bastards.
Did they block you?
No, well, maybe.
Oh.
Warner Music Group claimed your video contained their content.
Oh, jeez.
They may have taken me down. Usually they let it go till the end of the night, but I can see that they definitely had an issue, and I don't know what the issue was.
Might be Aretha Franklin.
Oh, there it is. Jeez. They may have taken me down. Usually they let it go. That's probably what it is. I can see that.
Disputed.
Well, I'm always disputing it.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, there it is. They may have taken me down. Usually they let it go. That's probably what it is. I don't know what the situation is now.
Disputed.
That's probably what the issue is, though. Let's see here. It says you have explicit permission. You have otherwise allowed for use, claiming the use in public domain. Please explain.
That's great. Give us a chance. I mean, we're doing a live show here, people. I mean, that's just crazy. You know, we're trying to help, you know, people out, and you know, if they don't want free advertising, you know, they can pay us by all means, right?
No, because then if they pay me, I can't do it because I wouldn't have rights then.
Oh.
Let's see here. Oh, it irritates me. We don't make money on this. I don't understand why they just don't let us alone. And I'm not even sure what they're disputing. Not sure if they're disputing. It says it'll tell me 30 seconds. I'm not sure what it is that. I'm assuming it was the Aretha Franklin stuff. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But all right. Anyway, so that means I guess that means that nobody's able to watch now. So that's my guess.
That just sucks.
I didn't know that they did that. I didn't know that they actually stopped us from playing at that point. But we're still playing on Periscope. What I should do is I should give them the Periscope link. But it's funny because I can see it. Well, maybe I can see it because it's my link.
Oh, that could be.
So I want to see something here. Twitter never, ever stops me from recording or playing. So I just want to see if it's up there, and I just kind of will give people a link where they can continue to watch, and they don't have to miss the show. Let's see here. Where is it? This one here. That would be it. Let's see. Yep, here we go. So, let's see. We'll give people. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll give people this link. That will be perfect. We can do that. So, let's see here. What I'll do is I'll say, if you're having problems,
view us here.
That's what we'll do. We'll tell them that. If you can't tune us in the normal place, it sucks that I have to do this, but if you can't see the show on Facebook, go here. What? I guess if it helps if I don't, if I put it in a message.
Yeah. This is just not.
Hey, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, now there.
There what?
Amy commented, and I was able to find it there.
Where?
Like from her comment.
Oh. So we are there.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're there. I was going to say.
And I could only find it because Amy commented, it says, I can see you. And I looked at my notifications and clicked on that one, and it took me there. So,
well,
I don't know.
Showing another way to do it, too. So.
This is so confusing.
Yeah. Well, this is always funny to me because we've never had a problem on Periscope and Twitter. It's just never been an issue. So there you go. There's the Periscope link. You can go there if you can't see it anywhere else. All right, back to the show.
Well, apparently it's working now because Neat says he can see us.
All right, good. Probably because I filled out their complaint form. All right, anyway. All right, so Chris Hardwick. So he returned to The Talking Dead last week, not Sunday, a week ago Sunday.
Okay.
And people like me were excited because he's great on that show. And he didn't do anything wrong in my eyes. The girl was just trying to cause him trouble in my eyes. But there were some people that felt that he deserved to be kicked off his show, and because that woman made that allegation that he abused her. There's no proof of anything, and you know, she just made these allegations to basically destroy his career.
She wanted money.
No, she wanted to destroy his career. Anyway, Chris Hardwick made his return to Talking Dead Sunday following a mid-season premiere of the Fear the Walking Dead. Originally, Yvette Nicole Brown was scheduled to replace Hardwick as the host of the episode. However, AMC reinstated Hardwick after completing its investigation. AMC's investigation was met with some backlash. During the week before Hardwick's return, fans on social media continued to support the show for actress Chloe Dykstra, who was described her experience with an emotionally and sexually abusive ex-boyfriend in June post on Medium. Though Dykstra didn't name Hardwick in the piece, readers quickly assumed that it was referencing her 3-year relationship with him. He denied his claims. A member of the Talking Dead staff, including an executive producer, also quit over Hardwick's reinstatement. So on Sunday, Hardwick addressed the audience, and I'll tell you what, it was tearful and it was emotional and all that stuff. And Hardwick went on to praise Brown, who was a guest on a pre-taped episode, for taking over his various hosting spots. The two shared a hug, and the studio audience applauded. He did not directly address the investigation or staff departures. So just was the controversy was that even though there was no proof that he did anything wrong.
Right.
The women left because they felt that he should have lost his job. So, but hey, screw him. The thing that scares me is that women can destroy you like that, the way things are right now, and it really does scare me that you're guilty before proven innocent. And it shouldn't be that way. You should be proven innocent. You should have a reason. You know, you're innocent until proven guilty. At least that's the way I was brought up to remember.
Well, yeah.
But it's not that way. Everyone's guilty when it comes to this Me Too stuff. And it just scares me because it goes horribly wrong. So anyway, I'm glad he's back. I think he does a good job on that show. And I think there are certain things that we have to be careful of. I'm all for retribution if a person really did do something wrong, but I'm not for retribution without a trial.
Right.
So, anyway. All right. How old do you got to be a scammer?
As long as you can dial a phone.
Well, you're right. Exactly right. It says here, this article here was talking about a 6-year-old scammer in the making recently orders $350 worth of toys off of Amazon. So I don't think that anybody really approved that purchase. So it's kind of funny that the kid, I mean, it's so easy to order something nowadays. All you got to do is have Alexa order it for you. So, it's really strange. But this kid has decided to, hello, bud. Yes, I know. I see you. Anyway, so it says, like their first smile, their first steps, their first laugh, a child's first scam is something a parent will cherish forever. In most cases, a kid's first scam is entirely amateur, albeit adorable, like stealing cookies from a cookie jar, secretly staying up late and watching a scary movie, or even hiding something they broke and saying they're innocent. But this 6-year-old, Caitlin, she's a pro already, and it's almost intimidating. If she's pulling scams off at this level, it's a matter of time before they're basing an Ocean's 8 sequel on one of her jobs. For her birthday, Caitlin was allowed to order a Barbie doll using her mother's Amazon account.
Uh-oh.
Under supervision, she did just that. However, later, she asked her mom if she could return to the website to track her package. This is when Caitlin presumably discovered the joys of add to cart button and one-day delivery option. The next day, boxes upon boxes arrived outside Caitlin's home in Utah. And according to this one person who had a Twitter a tweet, my badass little cousin ordered $300 worth of toys without my aunts and uncle knowing. This is a picture of how everything was found, and they have a picture of the delivery truck and her boxes and boxes of toys. Caitlin's older cousin told BuzzFeed her mom went on her Amazon account and saw 3 pages of things she had ordered. Caitlin, on a shopping spree that would make any kindergartner green with envy, purchased $350 worth of toys, video games, and board games. That's not a whole lot, because, I mean, video games are like $50, $60 a piece, so,
yeah.
Or in some cases $80 a piece. So, according to Rhea, Caitlin was not grounded, but all the toys except the Barbie doll were returned. So,
well, that the other reason is that's why you don't store your credit card information on file.
That's right. It was funny. So,
are you crying over the little girl losing her toys?
No, I think it's funny. So
it looked like you were crying because she had to return all her toys but the Barbie.
No, I think I would love to be the parent telling them, I would have a hard time keeping a straight face. So one person says that her son racked up a $473 bill on toys and a white comforter. Why a white comforter? So he could sleep on the $400 bouncer that he ordered.
Oh, brother!
It's too easy. Amazon makes it too easy. So it's funny. But I like the picture of the delivery guy.
Hey, she just thought it might be Christmas in August.
It was Christmas in August. It was probably better than Christmas. So I just think it's funny because this kid, thought, I could get away with this. But, she kind of think that she would get caught doing that.
No. If she didn't know what she was doing, I mean...
Oh, she knew what she was doing.
Some kids, granted, know how to use smartphones better than adults.
But they weren't. They were on the website, so I don't know that they used it on the smartphone. I think the kid just decided that she was just going to add to cart. Probably, depending. Well,
save this. I want mom to see this. I want mom to see that. I want mom to see that. That's the only way I know where to find it again.
You know what though? She was 6, so maybe she didn't realize that it was really costing money.
Yeah.
At 6, I don't know that I would.
Well. A lot of times, if I see something and I'm like, okay, I want to know where I can get to this quickly, I'll put it in a shopping cart. And that way I know where it is when I go back for it or once I decide.
I'm sure that's not why.
Well, that's why I make sure my credit card information is not on file. Because knowing me, or if I would get hacked, Yeah, I would be in big trouble.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's funny. And it's not my kid, so that's why I think it's funny.
Hey, buddy, I have to teach you how to use the internet so you can use his credit card.
No, he gets enough stuff. He doesn't need to be spoiled. He's spoiled already. So.
Yeah, he's a good puppy dog.
No, I'm not going to say that.
What?
He's a spoiled dog.
He's a good puppy dog.
No, he's a spoiled dog. So.
And whose fault's that, Michael?
Yours.
No.
So, all right, where are we at? Okay. Okay, that's an E. There it is. I knew there was a. I was trying to find the one article. Last week we, as sad as it is that, I mean, she had a good life. I mean, we can't complain about that.
Right.
But it did. It's goodbye.
You take the birth, the facts of life.
That's right. This was okay. Hear me talking. Weekend memorial service for their den mom and friend Charlotte Ray, held in L.A. The service was presided over by Rabbi Cantor D.D. Thomas and concluded with the attendees paying tribute to Ray, who played Mrs. Garrett on the hit show with her unforgettable song, or with the song Unforgettable. Oh, Mindy Cohen looks pretty good there.
Oh, yeah.
She actually looks like she lost a bit of poundage there.
I think she did.
On Instagram, Cohen called it a great send-off, adding "Happy Homecoming, Shar." Cohen made it clear that she couldn't have gotten through today without Kim Fields. Let me guess. Is it Kim Fields?
Yeah, that's Kim Fields.
I know, but I mean, oh wow, holy cow. Love you, sis, she wrote on a photo of them together. Fields and Cohen have remained tight long after the Facts of Life ended.
Well, Nietzsche just put in here that people forget that Charlotte Ray first starred in TV on Car 54, Where Are You?
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, yeah, so that's the situation with her. I mean, that... you know, you have to think how many years they had that show, too. That show was on for a while.
Oh, I know. I loved that show.
So, I mean, I didn't like it. I hated that show. That was a man card losing show. So, no, I loved... Well, when I was a kid, I mean, they weren't that much...
You mean you don't have a fake man card?
They weren't that much younger than I am. I mean, they were younger than me, but they weren't that much younger than me. So, I could oogle at them at that point. And,
you can still oogle at him.
I liked Joe.
Oh, of course.
I wanted
the motorcycle.
I wanted a girl that could fix my car. And Kim Fields actually, wow, she really.
She's changed.
She really looks good.
Uh-huh.
But it's funny because the old who's the other one? Blair. She turned out to be ultra Christian and disappeared from the industry. And you figure
I saw her on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, but you figure those girls are making a bit of money off of residuals of that show too. If you have to do a show for 3 years to make good money, and that was on for I don't know how many years. So you know that should have pretty much been able to pay their bills. So. Anyway, it's a shame, but you know she lived a good life. So
okay. It was from August 24th, 1979. How ironic! This is the 21st to May 7th, 1988.
Wow,
that's how long it was on.
That was a long time. So they're all living. They're living high on the hog off of that. That's why we don't see anybody working. You know, really, we don't see anybody working out of that.
They had apparently nine seasons.
They made money off of that. The first couple seasons, they didn't make any good money, but they made a lot of money off the last couple.
Yeah, because now, like, the newer characters, like Nancy Olson, Sue Ann Weaver, you know, that group, I didn't get into as much because I didn't relate to them. But, yeah, Blair and Tootie and Natalie...
And George Clooney.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know he was a regular?
No.
He was a regular in there. Also was, who was the other one? There was another one that was, another guy there that made it big.
John Lawler?
Can't really remember who it was.
Well, I was going to say he was the headmaster of the school. That's who.
Yeah, but they had a bunch of girls that aren't listed on there that had bit parts that made it big in other things.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Probably the reoccurring characters would be Jerry Joel. She was the autistic girl.
The cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one. The one girl, I can't think of her name. She was in the Hurricane movie, Twister. She was the main character in Twister. She was all grown up too.
Pamela Segal.
No, it wasn't her.
No.
Let's see here.
Marge Doucet.
Nope.
No, I'm saying she played Blair's mother.
As soon as I see her name, I'll know it's her.
Larry Whitmore. Yeah.
I can't think of her name. It just drives me crazy. Run your figure thing over the, the other girl. Pick up the girls' names. Up to Lauren. Go up to Lauren. No, right there. Push his. Let me see. Okay, not her. Go to the next one. Nope. Go to the next one. It doesn't say. Okay, that's her. Jamie Gertz.
Oh, okay.
She was on there too, and she was like a punk kid that was in a lot of trouble, but she turned out to be on a couple things, and but it was kind of cool to see that they actually turned into regular actresses.
Cool.
So, anyway, so that's a sad one, but those people, they had their time in the spotlight. All right. This is kind of interesting. Remember all the trouble that Kevin Spacey got into?
Yes.
All right, and he ended up losing his job on some movies, and he ended up losing his job on, I forget what it was, one of the Netflix shows that he lost his job. He had a new film that just came out this weekend. Get ready.
Uh-oh.
Guess how much money this made? This Billionaire Boys Club made $126 this weekend.
Wow.
$126. That's some big money there.
Gee, I can buy. Oh, what can I buy with that kind of money?
Nothing.
Oh.
So it says Kevin Spacey's new film, Billionaire Boys Club, opened with an incredibly low $126 following sexual misconduct allegations. So, his job is pretty much over. Sexual case against Kevin Spacey talks about, this is probably just going to talk about the case, but following allegations of sexual misconduct against an underage boy, Kevin Spacey's career has hit an all-time low. The latest film, Billionaire Boys Club, opened with a staggering $126.
Wow.
The film, which co-stars Ansel Elgort and Taron Egerton, was released on video on demand last month and opened in just 8 theaters this weekend. In 8 theaters, they made $126. Do you realize those theaters would be empty?
Do they count popcorn and stuff too?
No, I doubt that.
Oh.
It says here that was $126 on Friday, and only earning another $162 on Saturday. At this rate, the film's full box office report will have difficulty scratching $425 for the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. For reference, top performing movie over the weekend, Crazy Rich Asians, which did $25.2 million in 3,300 locations. So they were in 8 locations.
Wow.
It's really, think about he's made enough money. He should just go away.
Retire.
I would for sure, because it's not like he's not in great demand or anything. Nobody wants to touch him in the theaters. So I just don't even know. I'm so surprised. Netflix House of Cards. I couldn't remember the name of that.
Yeah, Amy Sue said that in here too, but I wasn't sure what she.
Yeah, that's what it was. But oh man, that's got to be a blow to your ego too, to realize that you went from making millions of dollars in your movies to making not even $1,000 in your movie.
Wow.
Not even $500 in your movie. So that.
Not even 250.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after the first day, you did. But at $10 a ticket, that means like.
Well, yeah.
That means only 12 people came and saw it. Or only 10. What did I say? 100. Okay. That means only 10 people saw it at $12 a piece.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's just crazy.
It is crazy. So, too weird. Then we go to. Well, I guess we could. Okay. I guess we'll do the Nietzsche report thing. Because I got that. That's this Nietzsche. I think Nietzsche's gone off the deep end. Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay. Nietzsche, I love you, man. It's when I was listening to this, I was like, what's going on? Because I listened to him out of order because he left 4 messages and I had to put them in the right order. And I listened to the one and I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense. And then once I put them in the right order, it made more sense. And oh man, it was funny. I like it. There's very few things that he does that I don't really like, and I didn't know how to take. I didn't know what to think of this, so I'll play it for you guys, and you can decide what to think of it. Let's see, where did I put it? I just got to figure out where I put it.
Probably on that page of your notes that disappeared?
Nope, I found it.
Oh.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. It was definitely unique and worth listening to. So here we go.
Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome to what I hope will be a long series of these little short stories. I think it'll be really fun. And I'm going to start today's story, and it's called Milwaukee Blues. And we will begin. It all started for me at the age of 15. It was me and my good friend Richie Cunningham. We grew up in Milwaukee. We were inseparable. If I was Batman, he was Robin. We would have many nights hanging out together. A lot of times I'd stay over his house on Friday nights. The fun times we had together and the things we would do. Mainly talking about growing up and girls, of course. I thought nothing could tear us apart. But you see, this is where the story kind of gets odd. This is where this story takes a turn for the worse. For the first 14 years of my life, living in Milwaukee was great. But then on one day, Richie met a guy who would change his life and ultimately change mine. His name was Arthur Fonzarelli. But if you grew up in Milwaukee, you only knew him as one thing and one thing only, the Fonz. The Fonz was the definition of cool. He ruled that town. He was a god there. He was probably bigger than the Milwaukee Braves and the Green Bay Packers. And I'm not exaggerating. I wanted to be like Fonz. I wanted to hang with Fonz. And I thought he was the greatest guy in the world. But little did I know, my best friend, or my so-called best friend, would slowly push away from me to hang out with the Fonz. And the times when he would go for me for advice, those times were over once the Fonz stepped in. I have to admit, I wasn't as cool as the Fonz. I wasn't as hip as the Fonz. I wasn't good looking as the Fonz. And I definitely didn't have the same success with the ladies that the Fonz had. Not even close. But I was a great friend to my friend Richie Cunningham. And I didn't expect him to just blow me off once somebody new came along, somebody that was cooler. But you know, I took it in stride because I looked at it this way. Richie hanging out with Fonz, I got to hang out with Fonz. And, you know, we also had our good friend who would join our little circle by the name of Ralph Mouth. So as time went on and Richie pulled away, Ralph Mouth would slowly become my new best friend. But I was still determined to have Richie as my best friend. But I knew that was never going to happen. So I did everything I could to try to impress the Fonz, and maybe Richie would get a taste of his own medicine. But you know what? Sometimes in life, you don't always get what you want. Sometimes in life, you just get crapped on time and time again. And I look at the things about the Fonz. You know, when the Fonz was almost going to burn inside his garage, when his garage caught on fire, who was the one who pulled him out so he didn't die? It wasn't Richie Cunningham. It wasn't any of his cool chicks that he always digged. It wasn't Mr. C or Mrs. C. It wasn't Ralph Mouth. It wasn't Arnold. It wasn't Al. It wasn't his little dorky cousin, Chachi. It wasn't Shortcake Joni Cunningham. No. It was me, Warren Potsy Weber. The Fonz acted like he was grateful, but that gratefulness slowly came to an end. All I asked in return from him was to go out a couple nights a week. Stuff I never got to do with my dad. Go bowling, go fishing, you know, go to a carnival. Things my dad would never do with me. And the Fonz just couldn't meet me halfway. He had to complain about everything. But the hurt that really hurt more than anything else is when he was in the bathroom, which he referred to as his office, you know, who uses a bathroom as an office, but Mr. Cool does. And he's telling Richie how I'm driving him nuts, how he can't stand doing these things, how he just wants his life back. I was in that stall, and that hurt shattered me and made me a broken man. I said to myself, if I can't get accepted saving someone's life, how can I get accepted? I guess no good deed goes unpunished. I guess no matter how good you are to your friends won't be there when you need them the most. You know, but I always thought I could relate to the Fonz. He didn't have a father growing up. His father left him. And my father wanted nothing to do with me. To him, I was the disappointment of the family. My father would give me $25 just to go out somewhere so I didn't have to be around him. It hurt. It hurt a lot. But I took it in stride. And as time went on, I mentioned to you, Ralph Mouth became my new best friend. Myself, Ralph, and Richie decided to move in together. Me and Ralph started going at it left and right. Ralph would get mad because he thought I cleaned my teeth too much. He didn't like the way I did laundry because everything came out green. The funny thing is, though, as much as me and Ralph argued and Richie was kind of like the buffer, Richie decided to leave, and then all of a sudden Mouth decided that me and him living together was cool. He was happy as could be. In a lot of ways, me and Mouth were alike. But were we? Because you know what? If you really look at things clearly, Fonz always accepted Mouth, where I always felt like I was just there because of my association with Richie for years. Because Mouth always got to do things with Fonz. When Mouth's parents were going through a divorce, I tried to be there for Mouth. Nothing I could do. The Fonz decides to take him out on a ride on his motorcycle, and all of a sudden Mouth feels better. You know, it was always the Fonz trying to save the day. Even though the Fonz couldn't get himself out of a fire, I had to be the one to step in and save him. And then let's go back to Richie for a minute, okay? All those times I was there for that kid. I got us a job when he couldn't get a job. I got us gigs when he couldn't get us gigs. I did everything for that red-headed piece of garbage, and he did nothing in return for me. And let's fast forward a little bit here. How about when Richie and Ralph both decided they wanted to enlist in the Army? Okay, I got to respect that. You're defending your country, and you're being all you can be. But while they were being all they can be, I stayed, and I stayed with Fonz when both his friends left, especially his best friend, because God knows he couldn't survive without Richie. It was me, Warren Potsy Weber, who stuck around. But you know, that wasn't good enough, because then Fonz had to get a new friend. You know, the Cunninghams couldn't live without Richie, so they had to replace him with their cousin, Roger. Oh, Roger, you know, how'd his life end out? You know, last time I looked, he spent some time with some nerds, he worked on a cruise ship, and then he was a deadbeat husband to a lady named Marcy Rose. Yeah, that was Roger for you.
Do you remember? Do you know what he's talking about?
Yes.
that Roger guy was in all kinds of different things, and he tied that all together into a story, which I thought was kind of funny. Anyway, let's see. Where was I?
But of course,
where was he?
couldn't be part of Fonzie's clique. He had to have Roger to replace Richie. Again, the hurt continued, and it didn't stop. Mr. C, I felt so bad for him. He lost his son. His son was away. You know, forget the fact that Mr. C had another son that he just dumped on, and we would never hear from him again. But I still tried to be there for Mr. C, and I decided to work at his hardware store. I figured, you know what? I could be his long-lost son. But it didn't work, because I guess I just wasn't cute and didn't have the little freckles that Richie did. It just didn't work out for me. And then who could forget, though? While Ralph and Richie were gone, okay, these two left. They left Milwaukee. So what did the Fonz do? The Fonz allowed them to be part of his little cartoon, the Fonzie and the Happy Days gang. Those guys got to be part of the cartoon. Where was Potsy? Potsy was nowhere to be found. There's Potsy, the one who stayed in Milwaukee, the one who stayed with Fonz and all the Cunninghams. And here was Potsy once again, getting crapped on and not to be a part of the gang. I was nowhere to be found. It hurt. It hurt a lot. But let's go back now to when Richie and Ralph returned from the Army. There was no, invite for me. The Cunninghams were all there. Fonz was there. Everybody celebrated their return. Now, mind you that me and Malf were best friends, but yet Malf wanted to see Fonzie and the Cunninghams. He didn't care about his best friend. Again, I wasn't invited. Then Fonzie closed Arnold's that night to have a little reunion. Surprise, surprise, I got invited to it. Was I really invited, or did I just happen to be at Arnold's? But that's okay. I decided not to be bitter about it. I decided to take it in stride, and I did. I hung out with the guys. Mind you, Malf had owed me $10 for the past 3 years. I decided it was time he paid me. He refused to pay me. So who had to pay me? Oh, the good old golden boy, Richie Cunningham. And Richie didn't pay me because he felt sorry for me. He paid me because he didn't want to listen to me complain that Malf owed me money. It's funny. All of a sudden, Malf and Richie became BFFs, where good old Potsy was still in the shadows. We have our little reunion. We even sang I Found My Thrill on Blueberry Hill. But of course, that was little Richie's song. It was always about Richie. That's always who the Fonz made everything about. Then, come to find out, I'm thinking of my best friend. I'm all excited. And he drops a bombshell. Doesn't even tell me, in private. I thought we were tight, but I guess we weren't. Drops a bombshell that he's leaving to go become an eye doctor, and we won't see him in Milwaukee again. Here's a guy who always wanted to be a comedian, but his daddy bought him a new car, so he decided he would be an eye doctor. And isn't it funny that his friend, Warren Potsy Weber, was left behind again? But it gets better, okay? Because just as Mouse is about to say goodbye, he makes one final stop. He stops at the Cunninghams to say goodbye to Richie. Not his best friend, Potsy Weber. Not the guy that was there for him all those times. Not the guy that lived with him for 3 years. No. He goes into Richie Cunningham. And isn't it funny how they have a little reunion together? And Richie says to him, 3 years in the Army, buddy. I never could have done it without you. Oh, what a love fest. All of a sudden, the two little redheads were the best of friends, and Potsy Weber was left behind again. Now, Malf has left. I don't even get to say goodbye to him. But I figure, you know what? I'll still got Richie and Fonz. Maybe now that Malf's gone, I'll be part of the gang a little more. So, for a few years, I'm on the Arnold softball team. So what happens? Richie comes back, and I start riding the bench. Richie starts playing all the time. And what's worse is that the guys asked me to give Richie my pants, my softball pants. I asked Richie to quit the team. I told him how much this meant to me and how he's got everything in life, and the only thing I really have in life is playing for Arnold softball. But, instead of Richie saying, I feel bad for you, Pots, you've been a great friend to me all these years, I'll quit the team. No, Richie didn't quit the team. Richie just said, we'll figure out something. Mind you that Richie came back with such a chip on his shoulder, I couldn't wait for him to actually go. And you can quote me on that. And then it gets even worse. Something is bothering Richie. Who does he go to? He goes to that little dorky cousin Roger. Not Patsy, who he's known his whole life. He goes to Roger for advice. A guy he barely knows. That's Patsy Weber for you folks. Always the odd man out. And then I finally take it anymore. I'm listening to Patsy. I'm listening to Fonzie. I'm listening to Roger. And I'm all saying, oh, something's bothering Richie. So what did I do? I said, here, you want Patsy's pants? Here you go. This is Patsy's pants. Thinking maybe they might actually feel bad for me. What do? They joke around saying, that was easier than we thought. Now we don't have to worry about him on the team anymore. Patsy was always treated like a second-class citizen with that crew. But then Richie does decide to leave. He finally decides he must go to California and fulfill his dream of being a stupid screenwriter. But, I didn't celebrate him leaving. I knew the Fonz was hurting, so I came down to Arnold's, and I tried to cheer the Fonz up. We even sang a song together, Who Wrote the Book of Love, and it was really cool. For the first time in years, I thought I bonded with the Fonz. I thought maybe things would finally turn up for me. But you know what? After I sang that song with Fonz, I was never heard from again. You never saw me again. It was like I wasn't part of the gang anymore. Joni and Chachi got married. You think I was at the wedding? No, I wasn't. You think I was there when Mr. C made his final toast, toasting to the great times they had and the memories they had? No, I wasn't there. Everybody talks about how Chuck got faded away, how bad they treated Chuck, how Chuck was basically the Cunningham son, and then they just kind of wrote him off like he was nothing. But folks, nobody got treated worse in that town than yours truly, Warren Patsy Weber. I was never treated right. For whatever reason, it just wasn't meant to be for me. I wasn't meant to be a part of the game. Everybody talks about they were happy days. All those times together were happy days. But they were never happy days for me. Because year in and year out, I was taken advantage of, I was taken for granted, and I was never treated fairly. I was basically the butt of everybody's jokes, and I was basically the runt of the litter. So you can have your happy days. But for me, Warren Patsy Weber, the only thing I could tell you is they weren't happy days. They were Milwaukee Blues. Have a good day and take care.
There you go.
Wow, that was good.
I just wonder where he came up with the concept. And why did he pick Potsy? And I always thought Potsy and Ralph were throwaway characters.
Well, maybe that's why he picked Potsy.
Why didn't he pick
Richie?
Ralph?
Well, maybe next week it will be Ralph. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It was, like I said, I heard it out of sequence because they were left in the voicemails, so I had to piece the pieces together, and I didn't start with the first one. I was thinking, what's he talking about? And I thought, oh, why did he know these people? And then I got it after I pieced them together. But it was, that takes a lot of thought to put together the stuff and knowledge of the show to know where he was going with that. So I thought it was funny that he actually went and put this thing together. So it was, I enjoyed that. All right. So to that, we've got another scandal.
Oh, no.
Yes, Catholic sex abuse scandal leaves Pennsylvania church grappling with the sense of betrayal. Oh, man.
If it isn't one thing, it's another.
Well, this is an ongoing thing, though, because how many years ago was this big deal that, that they had this happened before. This seems to be ongoing, and you're trying to believe that the church is the right place to go, and then something like this happens. Now all of a sudden you're like, what? Why is this happening in a church? But the whole situation is that the people in the church are human beings, and human beings are very flawed.
Not your average airline.
Well, I'll bet you are. But I mean, the church is really flawed in that they've got these issues. Reverend Martin Moran raced through early morning drizzle after 8 a.m. Mass on Sunday at the 19th century St. Patrick's Shrine Church. That's in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. He was on his way on the outskirts of town to speak to the tail end of the 9 a.m. Mass at the large modern St. Patrick Church. In both red brick buildings, his message was the same: apologies for the horrific sexual abuse suffered by children at the hands of the clergy, and promises to help his congregation through a time that could shake their faith. The grand jury released last week alleged that 301 priests in Pennsylvania have abused as many as 1,000 children over 70 years in parishes like this one.
Oh.
And it's shaken the state Roman Catholics. It just...
That's too close to home.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, there are a lot of people that I know that are Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in high school, there was this, the person who was one of the closest friend I had, which he wasn't close, I remember him taking catechism.
Okay.
And then, I think that's Catholic, right?
Yes.
And he had to go to these classes and all that stuff. But anyway, if you threw a rock in any direction, you would hit a Catholic.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. That's probably the largest, I would imagine, religion that is out there. I don't know. I might be wrong about that. But it says here, Moran, a large, gregarious man with a mother from Italy and a father from Ireland, is responsible for 3 morning masses, one at the Shrine Church, 2 at the newer House of Worship, each Sunday in the Pennsylvania parish that serves around 2,300 households and 5,000 people. He does so with the help of recently ordained priest who administers the 9 a.m. service and a retired Army chaplain who led the 8 a.m. Mass. While those congregations have struggled to reconcile with each other, or with the, not with each other, with the pervasive and appalling abuse details in the report, the revelations also mark a difficult time for priests in the church as a whole. Moran has noted that he knew 68 of the names in the grand jury's findings and had reported a few of them himself. He said that the Roman Catholic Diocese of Harrisburg, the body that oversees the parish, as well as 88 others across the 15 counties of central Pennsylvania, had removed the priest or conducted an investigation on each occasion that he reported an individual. We don't have all the answers. I do. Priests are horny. That's pretty easy. And priests are just like any other person out there. I mean, as sad as it is, you hope that you could go to a church for sanctuary. And stories like these,
yeah,
it scares me that there's so many issues. And I haven't heard a whole lot of other churches other than the Roman Catholics that have been in trouble for stuff like this. I don't know. I just don't even, I can't imagine. It just drives me crazy to know that this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, and this is in our backyard, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to think that you want to think that the last person in the world that you're going to have to worry about is a priest.
Right.
But it seems that it may be the first person you might have to worry about. I just don't even know. I don't know.
Wow.
So, anyway, that was the big, nasty story. What would the Fonz do? That's what I want to know. This is a strange, a really strange story here. Remember last week we had that guy that stole the plane?
Yes.
Okay. Hours after domestic abuse arrest, husband crashes stolen plane into his own home where his wife was staying.
Oh, gee.
That'll teach her. You're not going to just take all my stuff. You're not going to take half my stuff. I'm going to destroy my house that you stole from me. And I'm going to kill myself in the process. Oh, man, these people are nuts. I can't even fathom, like, stealing a plane and ram it into the house. You know, I can't fathom it.
Of 600 East and Canyon Road, it went into a residence. They arrived.
Look at the house.
Confirmed that we had multiple witnesses calling in, reporting that the house was on fire. So they arrived and confirmed that the plane was inside the home. There were two.
Maybe he was trying to park it in the garage.
Yes.
Possible.
They were able to get out of the home without any injuries, which was pretty miraculous.
Well, that's the important thing is that.
So we had our.
No, wait a minute. The important part there is that he was unsuccessful in what he probably was attempting to do, because they're saying that there were no injuries.
So we had our ambulance crew check him out, and they were okay. Pretty shook up, obviously, due to what had happened.
Jeez, I can't imagine.
So then our fire responded.
Look at the house on fire.
The fire down in the home and prevent it from spreading to other homes.
There's pieces of the plane sitting outside.
Properties.
I would imagine he died.
I would think.
I would hope so, because there's not going to be anything that he can offer us. Oh, shoot. Now I got to figure out how to get to there.
Mute.
Well, I got to get to the mute. I had the mute covered. There we go. So, what a weird thing. It says hours after domestic violence arrest, husband crashes stolen plane into his own home where wife was staying. Just hours after being arrested and released on bail for allegedly assaulting his wife, a Utah man stole a plane and crashed it into his home where his wife was staying. 47-year-old man did not survive. Flames engulfed the house. It says here, Yaud's wife as well as boy were inside the house at the time of the crash. They were lucky they escaped, and the plane did not hit other buildings or power lines. Yeah, that would be the other thing. How do you avoid hitting the power lines and stuff? Think about all the power lines.
Land in the ocean.
I mean, think about all the power lines around your house and stuff. And, yeah, this is the second plane issue in 2 weeks, because the other guy was definitely going to commit suicide because he stole it with the plans of he was going to go to jail anyway.
Right.
He was in all kinds of trouble outside of there. So that's just a wild thing to think about. I mean, that was a nice house too. I wonder if it's covered by insurance or if that's an act of God. I guess it's not an act of God, but
apparently not. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's the guy.
Ooh.
Looks like she beat up on him more than he beat up on her. So that's kind of weird. Maybe he was like Rebel, where he would scratch his own face and stuff.
That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah. So it's weird to think about. I can't imagine, like, if I had a situation where I had to get out, if I get in a violent situation, I want to get out. And, I mean, I'm sure that she's not innocent, because when there's situations that are that volatile, it's both parties. So, yeah, it's a weird thing, thinking about crashing a plane. I mean, that's the new thing. I just can't imagine. I don't know. I guess I'm too civilized for that kind of thing. Besides, I don't want to die. These guys don't care if they die. I mean, he had to think he was going to die, I would imagine. I mean...
Unbelievable.
Anyway, so on the... here's another one that's just as weird. Mom of 3 fatally shot in McDonald's drive-thru. To think you're going to get a, Happy Meal or something, and that's not what you get.
Apparently it wasn't a Happy Meal.
Guess what state?
Florida.
You got it.
Ouch.
That's right, Danny Lynn. Or Danny
May.
Sorry, not Lynn. Danny May.
Ooh.
Danny Lynn's the other girl. Police in Jacksonville, Florida were searching for a suspect after a mother of 3 boys was fatally shot Friday morning while she ordered food through the drive-thru. Jamie Marie Rogue, 32, of Jacksonville, died an hour later at the hospital. Rogue's aunt said that Rogue was devoted to her sons, 2 of whom were autistic. She also cared for her mother. She was a beautiful person. She loved her life and family. She was all about the kids and her mom, who lost it over this. The Jacksonville police said witnesses describing the heavyset black man fleeing in a white 4-door car after the shooting. Detectives are checking footage of the security cameras in a bid to identify the suspect. So I just thought that was so weird to think about. Just going, I mean, there has to be a reason. I really doubt that he...
Maybe she found a hair in her burger.
So she got shot for that? I just... It's so weird to think about. I just...
Hey, strange people do strange things.
She was the innocent party, though. She was the one that was shot.
Well, I know that, but you never know. I mean...
You saying that McDonald's shot her for complaining?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
The way things are in today's world, who knows?
Yeah, that's true. It's sad. It's sad that had to happen. But, again, she...
Your puppy dog is snoring.
That's nothing new. How about... we didn't do this before, right? Did we? No, we did that last week. We do the thing about the guy who took his water cup and got... Yeah, we did that.
I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did that. The guy that took his water cup and went up to the drink machine.
Oh, the Coke, yeah.
We did that one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't remember...
Yep, I remember doing that because I said about the guy that when I worked at McDonald's, and he would always dig through garbage cans looking for a coffee cup and then come in for a refill.
Well, here's a way you can lose some weight. Indiana man accused of murdering and eating his dead ex-girlfriend.
No. That's disgusting.
Well, it depends if he, how he cooked her. If he cooked her.
Michael! That is just wrong on so many levels.
Anyway, he was deemed competent for trial.
Well, he should be.
Competent?
Yeah.
You don't think he's incompetent for...
Too many people are trying to play the insanity card.
Is there any way in the world you would eat another person?
No.
Even to get out of jail?
No.
I wouldn't either, so that's what I'm saying. This guy was insane.
But he's probably saying that he's insane because he's going to try to get off, even though he very well knew what he was doing was wrong.
Well, let's find out. It says an Indiana man accused of raping, killing, and eating parts of his ex-girlfriend is now mentally competent to stand trial. A state psychiatrist said Thursday that Joseph Oberhansley, 35, of Jeffersonville, has been committed to a state hospital since October, when the judge ruled that he wasn't competent to stand trial. So I guess since he was in there, he's competent now.
Well, I mean, if he was on drugs when this happened, okay, he's in the hospital, he gets himself cleaned up, okay. Now, if he goes in front of the judge and the judge is like, yeah, he knows right from wrong.
But you know, the thing is, my opinion of this is if you're caught raping, killing, and eating parts of your girlfriend or boyfriend, if it were other way around, you should just immediately be put to death. Just immediately.
If that's what he wants.
No, it shouldn't matter what he wants. It shouldn't matter. He's never, ever, ever going to be a part of our society.
But see, there's the thing, okay? By him doing that, he's going to say, he's going to be like, oh yeah, they'll think I'm crazy. They'll put me in and I'll get life in there.
That's why
get treated like this. Okay, but if the judge deems him competent, then I'll be like, uh-oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Now I have to figure out how to get my ass out of this.
But to me, instantly, when you're accused of doing something like this, you just get be put to death. Why should we waste our tax dollars trying to rehabilitate someone like this? He's like this for a reason, and chances are he could do it again and again and again. Why give it a chance? If he's already killed the woman, raped the woman,
because it may cost more to keep him or to kill him than it does to keep him alive.
How much does it cost for a bullet? Bullets are cheap. I bought a box of bullets that cost me $7.
Wow.
So for less than $7, you could put a bullet in his head.
Well, then you kill him.
I would if he did it to someone I knew. but then I'm in trouble for.
Well, see.
I just think that someone that does something that drastic to kill someone, and then eats them.
Oh, don't.
I mean, just raping and killing is enough that would want me to put him to death. But you go that extra step, and I really want to put him to death then, because you couldn't really trust him. You could think if he was your roommate.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That kind of person you just put to death.
That's the reason why I like to live alone.
But, what I'm trying to say is that's the kind of person you put to death, because there's really no redeeming factors in that person. He's not going to do anything that's going to be positive in the world. He's already done something pretty horrible in the world. So I took your story.
Okay.
That you you gave me another one. I forgot to do. Was it a death one? I can't remember.
I gotta stand up. My legs are cramping.
I think you gave me this. Did you give me this?
Yes.
Okay. Neuroscientists recommend that you visit the beach regularly. Here's why.
Well, that wasn't the reason I gave it to you, but
I know.
okay.
But I mean, I like it because it's got to be a beach theme. And even though I haven't been to the beach in a year or longer, I don't know.
No year, because I was going to go with you last year and I couldn't. It was you and your mom.
I thought you did go with me.
No.
Oh.
I was going to at the last minute, but no. I had to change.
Contains blocked content.
Whoops. You blocked it.
Well, I don't understand.
That's weird.
All right. Well, screw them. Anyway, neuroscientists said that going to the beach reduces stress.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Water is one of Mother Nature's cure-alls. Water is naturally occurring elements, and minerals can help you feel at ease. So
and
whether
why
you're
aren't
jumping
we there?
into a pool or dipping your toes into the ocean, you're definitely going to experience a feeling of relaxation. The beach increases your creativity.
I would agree with that.
Keep Ken away from the beach. Ken is my partner in the band, and he is already super creative. I think if I put him near a beach, he'd go crazy with creativity. And it says here, being in blue space can help you clear your head and approach your problems in a more creative manner. Similar to meditation. Meditation. Meditation, the beach can ignite a feeling of stillness that allows you to shut out everything else. Going to the beach can help reduce feelings of depression. Mm-hmm. In a similar way that the beach can assist your creativity, the beach can also provide a relief to symptoms of depression. The hypnotizing sounds of the waves in combination with different smells and visuals of a beach can leave you in a meditative state. Spending time at the beach will change your perspective on life. What you doing?
Looking at what Ashley posted.
Oh. Anyway, it's all about perspective. Nature has a way of helping you become a happier person. The beach can help you realign your soul.
And why aren't we at the beach?
We don't live there.
I like the one that says, it has pictures of like 2 chairs in the beach with nobody else around. Says, this is my timeout chair. Send me there and don't let me come back till my attitude changes.
I don't understand. I've never seen this message before.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So, in any case.
We need to get to the beach this year.
This year's running out of time.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be difficult. So, all right, let's see here. All right. Here's my Tesla stuff. Got to have Tesla stuff. Here's a video of the Tesla Model 3 during our drifting in the snow during testing in Alaska.
This will tell you whether or not a Tesla is good in snow.
And here we are. I hope there's a video. I think there's a video. Pretty sure there's a video. Let's see. Okay, you got. Let's see here. All right, and I gotta Twitter that. There we go. All right, now. Tesla's Model 3 performance delivers. Over the past few weeks, it's been testing the vehicle for to fine-tune and yet to be released track mode. The automaker shares some cool images of the vehicle drifting in the snow testing in Alaska. As previously reported, Tesla has developed its own in-house vehicle dynamic controls, VDC, for the first time with the Model 3 performance version, which is allowing them to develop more advanced driving modes like track mode. Generally, in the vehicle's similar race modes or track modes, it involves removing or changing the behavior of the onboard driver assist, like traction control and power steering, and Tesla takes on a concept differently. So basically they're saying that, oh, here we go. Here's the video. We're going to see it now. So, all right, so the car is actually...
Look at it sliding all over the place. I wouldn't want to drive with that.
The computer takes control of it, though, so he doesn't wreck it. So he gets out of control, but the car takes control of it and straightens the car out. So that's what it's telling you, is that their new technology, you know, it allows you to take control, or you know, it takes control so you don't have an accident. So...
Well, let's see if that works around here.
Well, it would work around here.
After what I saw tonight, I don't know.
What'd you see tonight?
Well, I was driving somebody down to the airport, and you know how they're doing all that construction down there? Like,
yeah,
off of 283?
Yeah.
Well, of course, being this is 5:30 and you've got the 5 o'clock traffic back up, everybody is in the one lane, you know, so that they're in the right lane in order to get up on 283. And then you have these other people that are coming down the passing lane and trying to cut in, okay? Which my rider and I were talking about this, saying, you know, hey, it should have that zipper effect where you merge, you know, you use both lanes to the merge point and then merge like a zipper, okay? Well, there was an 18-wheeler behind me. And I happened to look up in my rearview mirror, and all I saw was the front end of the 18-wheeler hopping up and down because this little white pickup truck was cutting in between the truck and me, and the truck almost hit him. And I'm just like, I couldn't have gotten out of there fast enough.
I don't know. People are really weird. They just, everyone's in a hurry to be somewhere, and I don't know.
Getting nowhere fast.
Yeah. So Elon Musk, my hero, he used to fly a Russian fighter jet while founding the SpaceX and Tesla and raising his kids. So it says Elon used to fly the high-performance jets in the early days of SpaceX and Tesla. He said that it was the most fun plane he owned. The most fun plane he owned was an Aero L-39 Albatross, which is a Russian military pilot plane that they used to teach him how to use fighter jets. He later decided that flying jet was crazy because he had kids and he had kids to raise and companies to run. He made his millions through the sales of the Zip2 and PayPal. Did you know that he created PayPal?
No, I didn't.
That's where he made his money.
Wow.
And then he invested much of the money he had in founding SpaceX in 2002 and co-founding Tesla in 2003. So think about it, because PayPal was the first way that you could send money from one person to another.
Right, I remember that.
I was an early adapter of PayPal, and I loved it because no longer did I have to put my credit card online. I could just send it PayPal. And, I pay most of my Amazon stuff with PayPal rather than with my credit card.
Right. Yeah, especially if you'd have a kid here who'd do shopping.
Oh, yeah. But it's interesting because, he made all this money in these businesses. I don't know what Zip2 is, but PayPal, is a pretty solid company, and PayPal was bought by eBay, I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and that was cool because I was one of the early adapters of eBay, too. So I had already had it set up, and, you got something for Zip2. Let's talk about, what is it?
Zip2 was a company that provided and licensed online city guide software to newspapers.
So it was like an early map?
Yeah. Let's see. The company was founded in Palo Alto, California as Global Link Information Network in 1995 by brothers Elon and Kimball Musk and Greg Corey. Initially, Global Link provided local businesses with an internet presence, but later began to assist newspapers in designing online city guides before being purchased by Compaq Computer in 1999.
Wow, that guy has been in the right place at the right time a lot of times there. Think about that. Think of the money that this guy has made in those companies, and he's, then he started Tesla in 2003, and here we are, in 2018, and he's about to really launch that into a major, I don't know if he's going to go with the Russian people that are, or not the Russian, who was it that was going to buy Saudi Arabia? But it looks interesting. It says, but in addition to launching two of the world's most famous startups, Musk has devoted some cash of his love to aviation. He purchased a Piper Meridian, a single-engine turboprop, a two-engine Cessna corporate jet, and a high-speed military jet called the I don't even know how to pronounce that. Vedachati L-39 Albatross. The L-39 was designed and built during the Cold War in Czechoslovakia, which was a satellite state of the Soviet Union. Probably the most fun plane I have is the Russian fighter jet. It says here, it's what they used to train the fighter pilots in, so it's incredibly acrobatic, but your butt hurts if you fly in it for more than an hour. The seats are really hard.
Oh, that must be where this chair came from.
It might be. That is actually, But anyway, I just thought it was kind of interesting because that gives you an idea. That guy has so much money.
Oh, yeah.
You got to imagine that probably cost a ton of money just to buy. So,
Well, I was reading on down here about the Zip 2. It said Zip 2 allowed for two-way communication between users and advertisers. Users could message advertisers and have that message forwarded to their fax machine. Likewise, advertisers could fax users, and users could view that fax using specific URLs.
That's kind of interesting.
One Zip2 product was called AutoGuide. AutoGuide connected online newspaper users with local dealership or private party car sellers.
Well, I mean, that's...
So that could be like whenever you're looking online for a car, and you have all these dealerships contacting you to buy the car from them.
Yep. Yeah. How Tesla made the Model 3 better than the Model S. Now, obviously, the Model 3 is the one everybody wants right now, but I didn't like the inside of the Model 3 because of the, where they put the tablet and stuff. But, it's interesting that they said that it's a better car. Well, let's see how it's better. I also like the style of the Model 3 better, too. It's no secret that the Model S shares a lot of components with other cars, especially when it comes to modules that control various features inside the cabin. Using parts from cars like the Ford Fusion and the Mercedes E-Class makes sense for the Tesla's first mainstream sedan. Yet, one of the questions with the Model 3 was whether Tesla would use the same pattern or more in-house components. So it says here, now we know more thanks to recent teardown of videos, give us a lot of insight of how the car is put together. The Engineerix channel of YouTube started posting videos showing details of the Model 3 a few months after, and has recently expanded, showing the teardown of the salvage car that they acquired. We did this. I don't know. You probably left early when I did a video of the car, but it basically talked about when they first looked at the Model 3, they thought it was a piece of junk. Then as they tore it down, they saw how much engineering is really in that car. Oh, wow. And then that guy that really didn't like the car turned his whole story around and said, all right, this is a really good car. Talking about the PC board, like this one here, saying how it's modularized and all that stuff. And just was really kind of cool.
We're going to take a look at the main body controller in the Model 3, known as VC Front, Vehicle Controller Front. You can see the 12-volt AGM battery, and the silver and black box here is VC Front. This is where the 12-volt battery goes in, directly connects to this. And this distributes 12-volt power to the other two body controllers. There are no fuses, not even directly on the 12-volt battery. It's all done by solid-state MOSFETs inside VC Front. Okay, so now we'll go to the bench. Okay, and now we have VC.
It's actually a long video, but it's just really cool how they take that technology and they basically show you all the things that they have incorporated. Like, for instance, a lot of cars take 10 modules to do one thing. What they did was they combined the modules and they did all the stuff, and they made it more efficient. So it just is interesting that how they were able to take that technology and make it better than, say, the Ford Fusion or some of the other cars out there. And I just like, that's one thing I like is I'm into technology as it is.
Right.
I work with technology every day. And so I like to see people take it to the next level. And they've certainly done that with this car in so many ways. I mean, they're talking about an actual self-driving car. They have the autopilot, which is not self-driving. They're talking about releasing the car as self-driving a total self-driving car, which I'll tell you, that takes a lot of guts because there's going to be a certain amount of liability if they end up doing that. And that could be the end of him, because if they do it wrong, there could be a lot of lawsuits in that. So I just kind of thought that was interesting. Also, I wanted to talk about the Model 3 is replacing the Toyota Prius as the green car of choice.
Ooh.
Now, I've been a big Prius fan, and I haven't bought a new car yet because I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. Because I'd like to go with a Tesla. However, Prius still can do something Tesla can't do.
What's that?
Well, I can get 600 miles on a tank of gas with a Prius.
Yeah.
I can get 300 miles on a charge on a Tesla. That means I can go further without getting a charge or gas in a Prius than I can do on a Tesla. So that's the big deal, and one of the reasons I've been still not sure what I wanted to do. Says Prius has been long-standing darling of eco-conscious card crowd, but that's changing with the Model 3. First, some background. Let's start with Elon Musk speaking during the past week's second quarter earnings, saying the Model 3 we deliver to the field. It's actually causing viral growth in our sales. If we deliver a Model 3 to somebody and they love it, they tell all their friends. That's good.
Right.
That's the way we want it, right? Really, our customers are primarily our sales force that fundamentally drives our sales. I mean, they're doing 5,000 cars a week. They're building that many cars. And you're still going to take 2 months to get your car because everybody wants one. Later in the conference, the VP of sales at Tesla cited that the Prius is among the list of 5 cars that Model 3 buyers are trading in. And I would be trading in a one as well if I were to get one. So we looked at what people who are buying the Model 3 cars, what they're trading in. We found that it's through the year, January to July, the top 5 cars that are non-Tesla that you're trading in says the Toyota Prius, the BMW 3 Series, the Honda Accord, the Honda Civic, and the Nissan Leaf. That's the top cars that people are trading in to get one of these. So that says something for that, what they've got. So I don't know. I just keep thinking that I want to do that, and then I look back and I say, geez, I could have a Prius, though, that will get me to the shore and back without a charge. You know, that's my big determining factor, is how far before I have to get a charge, before I have to charge and all that. So I don't know. I just haven't decided, and I'm still beating my head over what is the right way to go. But sooner or later, I'll have to make that decision. So now the Chevy Volt, that's out there today, and what am I doing here?
The Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event.
No, I don't want to hear you. There we go. Now let's see here.
Focusing quite a lot lately on Tesla and new electric and plug-in hybrid cars. So it's about time that we look at some more affordable models that are far more accessible when it comes to entry-level price points.
Now, I got to say, when you're looking at this, you can get entry-level, but a lot of these things won't give you the distance.
Right.
So a lot of them are going to be eliminated for that reason. This first car doesn't give you that much distance.
A few weeks ago on this channel, I presented a list of 8 different plug-in cars that you could purchase for under $10,000 US or equivalent wherever you live in.
Okay, so if you bought a car for $10,000, it's electric, you're probably not going to get more than 50 to 75 miles, I'm guessing. I have not seen this video yet.
World. Most of you did like that video, but some of you also noticed that while I said plug-in car in the introduction, I actually only focused on pure electric models. This led to the following question. Why not the Chevrolet Volt or its various rebadged global siblings, the Holden Volt, the Opel Ampera and the Vauxhall Ampera? Well, there are a couple of reasons here. First, the Volt, with the exception of literally one or two examples, fell outside the target budget I'd set in that video. Second, I decided halfway through writing the script that focusing on electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids in separate videos made more sense. Which brings me to the subject of today's video. Is the Chevrolet Volt and its rebadged siblings the best used plug-in hybrid you can buy today without breaking the bank? I think it is, and I'm going to tell you why below. But before anyone asks, because someone will, the Chevrolet Volt's in the plug-in world is nebulous. And I know that it causes some arguments about exactly what it is and what it isn't. Some people view it as a fully electric car with a range-extended engine. Others call it a plug-in hybrid because there's a physical connection between the drivetrain and the internal combustion engine in a very specific set of circumstances.
Now, the early Volts were only electric and only got you 75 miles, then you're out.
Right.
So they took a look at the Prius. They said, okay, we're going to have to do something to be a little bit more competitive. And they added the gas portion, but it doesn't kick on until you run out of electric. So it's still not where I would want it to be for me to buy one.
Since it's possible to drive the Volt for hundreds of miles on just the internal combustion engine alone without serious performance degradation, something you can't do with a car like the BMW i3 Rex, which has a tiny, non-mechanically linked, underpowered range-extending engine, I prefer, personally, to think of the Volt as a plug-in hybrid. But because the Volt can operate in all-electric mode and deplete its battery pack without turning its petrol engine on once, it really is the only plug-in car with an engine out there right now in the used car marketplace which can be driven on a daily basis as an all-electric vehicle without fear of accidentally turning on that engine. And that's a big deal, and I think it's one of the reasons that this is such a great used car. You see, the Ford Fusion Energy and Ford C-Max Energy, both of which are no longer made, but which both do pop up on the used car marketplace from as little as $1,100 in markets where they were originally sold, can be driven in all-electric mode like the Volt. But just like the Toyota Prius plug-in hybrid, I'm talking pre-Prius Prime, Honda Accord plug-in hybrid and various other small production plug-in hybrid variants of existing hybrid vehicles. These vehicles are extremely tough to drive in everyday traffic without pushing the throttle too much and then accidentally turning on the internal combustion engine. Unless it's really cold outside, your Volt's battery pack is almost empty or you're driving at the kind of speeds that aren't legal in most of the world, the Volt simply won't turn on its engine under heavy acceleration. There is also the once-in-a-while maintenance cycle that forces the internal combustion engine to run for short periods of time if it hasn't operated for a few weeks to keep everything lubricated. But for the most part, it's an EV and electricity all the way. Unlike some of its competitors too, the location
now this actually makes me rethink about that for a local car for as cheap as it is. Like if you got one of these, you could run on electric instead of gas for your Uber and stuff.
Unless I end up in Philly.
You could probably still do that trip. I would, because it would just kick on the gas at some point. But I mean,
Would you let me register your car and we'll try it out?
I don't have one.
Oh, well, I was going to use this Prius.
That's not a Prius.
Oh.
Middle of the vehicle, and sadly is the reason that it's a four-seater, not a five-seater.
With a V,
means that
not the B, not the one that I test drove, the V.
In the Prius plug-in hybrid, Ford plug-in hybrids, and various other plug-in hybrids, the larger battery pack required for plug-in hybrid operation normally eats into your load carrying capability. Of course, if you need a five-seater, the first-generation Volt might not be your friend, but since most people commute on their own...
Now, it says down here, this guy here says, I have a 2014 Volt, and it gets between 25 and 56 miles to the charge. That's not very good, I don't think. The 25-mile charge in the winter and 50 miles in the warmer. That would suck. I wouldn't, the amount, okay, I'm changing my mind back now for the Volt. I really think that for that, I wouldn't really be happy with that. Here's a guy that says, I have a 2012 Volt, and I love I love it since I work further away from my wife now. Driving it, we get 130,000 miles on. We've got 130,000 miles on it, and only 10,000 miles on gas. Battery gets 40 miles on average. See, I think that's horrible, because if you bought a plug-in Prius, you get 25 miles, and then you got 60 miles to the gallon.
Right.
That sounds like a better deal to me than this. So, I don't know. I think it's not really a well. If you're looking for a used thing and you drive locally a lot of times, you could probably live on that. I don't know. I think that I want more out of my electric car than that. Now here's something that I found really interesting. So you know Shell Company, right?
Yes.
And they do gas, right?
Right.
Well, Shell Company is now going to be investing in a startup.
Okay.
They're going to make electric cars for everyone. Goal is for charging. So they're looking at building charging stations. Now, gas companies are going to have to really worry about this, because more and more people are looking at buying electric cars. And so the only stations out there, the gas companies got to look for other revenues for making money. And this would be a natural thing for the gas companies to if you went to a gas company and had a couple charging stations, people that get, well, Sheetz does it right.
Right.
Sheetz does has the charging stations outside. You plug your stuff in, go in and order your food, and then you come out and your car's hopefully charged. Well, it seems like Shell, the major British-Dutch multinational oil and gas company, has been leading several efforts of electric cars, to do electric cars as it sees the auto industry transition to electric propulsion affecting its business. Now the oil giant Shell is leading an investment in a startup with the goal to make electric cars for everyone with a new charging technology. Now, they were talking about building, how would you like to never have to even charge? They have they've been working on this road that charges your car as you're driving.
It's called solar.
No, it's did you ever, you probably didn't because you're a girl, but
what's that have to do with it?
Well, when I say what I'm going to say, you can tell me I'm full of crap or you know what I'm talking about. Did your brother have slot cars?
What?
Slot cars.
I have no idea what they are.
Okay, I don't want to hear it anymore. Slot cars. Okay, so slot cars work on a technology. On the bottom of the car is metal contacts, and the metal contacts hit the track, so you can drive the car with your little gun-like.
Oh, the remote or the controller?
Yeah, but the car now imagine that in a much larger state. Imagine a big Prius car with those little terminals on the bottom of the car hitting the road, and that charges your car as you're driving.
Well, as long as the roads were in decent shape instead of what we have around here.
Well, I'm just saying that's what some countries are experimenting with right now. It says here the startup is in very much stealth mode and not much is known about the technology, but they have released broad details about what they're working in a press release for the announcement of the round of investment. Here's what it says. Ample has invented an economical, rapidly deployed, and widely accessible platform that delivers full charge to any electric car in minutes. So instead of waiting 3 hours for your car to charge, we can do it in a couple minutes, according to this, with their technology. An alternative to traditional charging, Ample uses autonomous robotics and smart battery technology, making it feasible for anyone to own an electric car regardless of driving needs. See, now, that kind of situation, I wouldn't mind having an electric car if I can charge it in a couple seconds or a couple minutes, because it takes us how long to fill our car up with gas. Well, this would be the same situation with electric. That would be interesting to me, and that would be kind of a thing I would definitely consider. And so if they were to do something like that, I certainly would like to see that kind of situation where the electric can be charged quickly, because that's the biggest drawback of the electric car, is having to wait and wait and wait for it to charge. Because even with Tesla's fast charge, it's still not fast enough to satisfy most people. Because if you have, say you have 2 charging stations and they take a long time, and you get all these people with EV cars coming in, well, they're going to have to wait until the other person gets through.
Yeah, and they're not going to want to do that. They're going to go somewhere else or try to.
Right. This technology would keep that from being an issue.
So now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay. For people that have AAA and roadside assistance, would they carry special chargers that they could give somebody to get to the next station? Probably.
That could be a situation that they do too as well. Depends how they really do this situation. Depends what this technology actually is. Like they said that this is vague. They're not really telling us everything.
Right.
But, you know, I would see that would mean that everybody's electric cars to a certain time point wouldn't probably work with it. So it would be a newer car, one that isn't even out yet, that would be probably, because it probably takes special batteries, special charger, and all that. Now, the minute somebody comes out with something like that that is reasonably priced, it'll fly out the door. So I don't know. I think it's that we're going to see in the next couple of years everybody trying to get into the race, because the race is on now for this technology to take, and everybody wants to be head of. You know, because right now Tesla's been the leader in the electric cars, but somebody, if they come out with a new battery type thing, they're going to have to play catch up, and it could make a big difference as to the whole situation. So it says here, watch as, and I'll probably do this as the last story. Watch as a Jaguar I-Pace race between an Audi R3. So these two, we're going to get to see a drag race between these two cars.
Oh, wow.
Which one do you pick?
Well, green means money, so I'm going to go with the green one.
Well, this doesn't include a Tesla, so we're going to see. I think I'm going to take this one. I believe.
You've seen this video?
No, I
haven't
have
you?
not.
Oh,
I have
okay.
not. But I might be wrong, and you picked this one, so I'm picking this one.
Okay.
You picked first. I just picked the second one. So how can I cheat on that?
I watched the video first.
I didn't, but you.
I know.
But you picked. I didn't even pick. Okay, here we go. We're going to see which one's faster. Is it the I-Pace, or is it? Okay, my red one is the I-Pace. So yours is the. What's the other one? The
green one.
Yours is the Audi RS3. Oh, and this one is electric, by the way. So let's see what happens. And I have a feeling I know what happens, because even though I didn't see it, I think it's about the concept is that it's electric car.
We're going to have a drag race.
So let's see.
It seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
I may want to buy this. Who knows?
This car has 400 horsepower. That car also has 400 horsepower. Admittedly, that makes its horsepower from electric motors. This from a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. Now, before we get into the race, what I want you to do is make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Oh,
also,
shut up.
Even if you're already subscribed, please check to see if you've got your notifications turned on.
I got it. Go ahead.
By hitting the bell.
Let's race.
Because if you haven't got your notifications turned on, you won't always be alerted when we make a
Come on, Matt. Shut up and drive.
Races such as this, do you? Also, check out our Instagram channel, Car Wow Cars.
No. Come on, go. I'm going to fast forward if you don't shut up.
Right.
I think he wants you to.
Here we go. Let's see. So we have the loud car, and then we have the electric car that makes no noise.
Go!
It's close.
It is close.
But I am trying to get a lead now over the Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Very close, neck and neck to begin with.
Oh, man.
But then petrol power.
I'm surprised. If that was a Tesla, I don't see that happening.
This car is bonkers fast.
A lot of it depends on the driver, too.
3 did the standing quarter mile in 12.2 seconds.
12.2 seconds.
The I-Pace got off the line really quickly with the instant power from its electric motors, but after that, it was always dropping back. It did the standing quarter mile in 13.1 seconds.
13.1.
Well, that sucks.
Now, though, it's time for the next challenge.
We're going to have a rolling race now. We're going to get up to 50 miles an hour, and then I'm going to count it in, and we're both going to floor the throttle, see what happens. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, it took a while for this dual clutch gearbox to kick down, and that chance.
Look at that.
But now I'm
going to let you have that one. I can't win them all the time.
on. Yes. Goodbye. Took a while. This thing had to kick down. That obviously responded instantly. It's got almost 700 Newton meters of torque, that thing. This has got...
It's not a Tesla, though.
But it's lighter. It weighs 1.5 tons. That's 2.1 tons. And horsepower-wise, they're the same. 400 horsepower, 400 horsepower. So, once the gearbox got itself sorted out, they started to pull hard. And that was that. Now we're going to do a brake test from 70 miles an hour. When we hit the cone, full emergency stop. Now I think I'm going to win this because this car weighs 1,500 kilos. That, 2,100. So here comes the cone. Oh, yes, I did win. But not by quite the margin.
So the electric car didn't do too well in those. I bet you if he took the Tesla, though, it wouldn't be the same.
Probably.
Because the Tesla had outlandish readings on stuff. But Jaguar is really strange that they would do a test like
hey
that.
guys, how would you like an Amazon gift card worth £50?
50 pounds? Oh, wow. I'd love to have one worth 50 pounds.
Click on the refer a friend box just over there or on the link below the video.
All right, shut up.
Refer them to carwow.com.
Anyway, all right, I think it's time to go. It's been a good show, I think. I'm going to, thank you guys for listening. And remember, the most important part in the whole world is that I can't remember where I put my song. Uh-oh, where'd I put it? Where is it? There it is. All right. Talk to you guys next week. And I'll talk to you, I think, I don't know what we're going to do next week. All right. Have a good one. And
good night.
Remember, the most important part is...